In this video, we'll be discussing about database concepts in system design. So let's begin. So what is a database? As we already know, like database is an organized collection of information where data can be accessed, managed, and updated easily. So there are several types of databases, but most widely used databases are of two types: SQL databases and NoSQL databases. So SQL databases are relational databases where we have like values in row and columns. And these days, another type of database is widely used, which is called NoSQL database, where we do not have row and columns. Instead, we have different types of documents, JSON, and etc. We'll discuss about NoSQL databases in later part of this video. So let's begin by what uh, what is the purpose of how database works in a distributed system. So in a distributed system, database, any data should have three guarantees. So what are these three guarantees? First one is consistency. So consistency means each node should have same data at all the time. And then second is availability. Availability means even if node is down, the other node should like reply back the response. So basically every active node returns a quick response. Then third, we have system continues to work in spite of network failures. So suppose we have this cluster called C, and in C cluster we have two different nodes, N1 and N2. So even if there is a network breakdown between these two, so basically they are not able to communicate with each other, but they'll be able to support the uh, any query that is coming to database. So basically these two nodes are not in sync, but they'll continue to send the data. Now these three guarantees are known as CAP theorem. So CAP theorem is something very important. So it means it's impossible for a distributed system to simultaneously provide more than two out of three guarantees. CAP, like always we can opt for two guarantees. There cannot be a system where you can opt for three guarantees. So first let's discuss about CA. CA is something where data is consistent between all the nodes as long as all nodes are online. So you can read right from any node and be sure that the data is the same. But if you ever develop a partition between nodes, the data will be out of sync and won't resync once the partition is even resolved. So this is known as consistency and availability. The second thing is consistency plus partition. So in this case, data is consistent between all the nodes and maintains partition tolerance, preventing data desync by becoming unavailable when a node goes down. So this is known as CP. Now the last one is AP. So in case of availability and partition, the node remains online even if they can't communicate with each other and will resync data once the partition is resolved. But you can't guarantee that all nodes will have the same data. So this whole scenario known as CAP theorem. So now let's discuss about database replication. So what is the database replication? Process of copying data from one database to one or more databases is known as database replication. And we have another concept which is called as consistency pattern. So what is consistency pattern? So basically databases rely on replication for high availability and low latency. And the trade-off between read consistency versus throughput. So basically, what is the trade-off? So in case of strong consistency, suppose we write a data in D1 and then D2, then we have got the response. But in case of eventual consistency, we write down the data in database D1, then return this response, then write data in D2, and then again return the response. So this whole scenario is known as eventual consistency. Let's now discuss about replication architecture. So replication architecture can be of three types: single leader, multi-leader, and no leader. And what is sharding? Sharding is horizontally partitioning a database based on following factors: data size, performance, latency, and cost. So sharding is nothing but partitioning a database based on factors: data size, performance, latency, and cost. So how do we shard a database? So database can be divided into some column value. For example, all the data from say table Delhi should be in database present in Delhi, and it can also be divided done as the using hash functions or some other algorithm. And the third one is we can use consistent hashing to shard a database. Now, what is a NoSQL database? So NoSQL databases are databases these days very popular databases are Redis and Amazon Dynamo, which are key value pair databases. And other ones are column oriented databases like Cassandra, HBase. We also have this document based databases which are known as MongoDB and CouchDB. Apart from all these above, we have graph-based databases also. Neo4j is a prime example of graph-based databases. So this is all we had in this video. I hope after watching this video, you have some basic understanding of database concepts in distributed system.